Hello everyone, welcome back to the tutorials. So today we'll be looking into the G tag in the SVG. So by definition, G is a SVG element is a container used to group other SVG elements. What does it mean? It means that G doesn't draw any shape. For example, circle draws circle, rect draws rectangle, line draws line. Likewise, G tag is used just to wrap other multiple SVG elements. If G tag doesn't draw anything, what advantages or the benefits that G tag brings to us? Sometimes we need to apply same properties to all elements inside a G tag. Now we can apply such properties on the G tag and those will be inherited by all childs of the G tag. We can apply same behavior by using or creating classes. But in that case, we have to apply that class to all individual elements. So we can apply animations or the attributes to the G tags and those will be automatically inherited by all child elements. If you are seeing in this example, we have drawn two circles and the stroke width and the stroke color and the fill is applied on the G level, and if you see those changes are getting applied to both the circles. So I have copied MDN example to my local project. Here inside an SVG tag you can see a G element. G element wrap two circles. We have applied some properties on the G element, such as stroke, stroke width, and fill color. You can clearly see white is our fill color, green is our stroke, and the stroke width is 1, which is like 1% to what we have the view box. Okay, so now let's try to change the properties from the G tag. So if I say red here, these red will be inherited to both the circles. So now we can see our stroke has changed from the green to red. Now, if you have to overwrite some properties from the G tag, for example, I want to change the stroke for one color from red to blue. I can do that. Now, suppose second color doesn't like to fill with the white, he can change its color. So, I can make it brown or any other color. Now, as we have seen, the properties from the G tag gets inherited, but those can be overridden as well. Now let's see how can we add animations to our G tag. For that, I'll be needing one class. I'll call it as animation. Initially, I'll apply the animation on the stroke width. So let's have the initial state as a 0. We see the strokes are gone. Now I'll create this animation class. For adding the animation, I should be creating one keyframe. So I'll do that. Animate. I'll name it as animate G. So what I'll do, for up to the 50%, I'll increase the stroke width to 2 maybe, and after 50% it will come back to a 0, so which is 0 as of now. So let's add this animate G to our animation class. We have to use animation property. First we need to give a name, we have to give a duration, we have to give a type of animation, and if it is infinite or not. So now you can see our animation is increasing up to 2% and coming back. Now if you add 100% here, in the 2 second the stroke width will go to the 2 and come back to a 0 immediately, like this. You are seeing some flickering effect, right? Okay, that's why we have used 50%. Now it is not only the stroke width, but you can apply some animation properties using transform as well. So I'll use a rotate property 45 degree. Now you can see your G tag is moving by 45 degrees. Likewise, you can use a translate. As of now, I'll use the translate X as 20%. Now both properties are getting added. Okay, let's check by removing this rotate X. So do you see we are having the translate X with the 50% properties, and so it will be coming back. Okay, and another example for the animation. So we have to create three circles which are blinking. Okay, so let's try to create using our HTML. So initially I have created a G tag. Inside that we have three circles which you can see here. So first let's add fill color to all of them. Okay, now we see the colored circles. Now we have to give similar animation for all these three colors. So instead of applying class on each individual circle, I will apply the class on the G element, and I'll apply the animation there only. So we have animation class. So what I'll do, I'll increase the opacity from 0 to 1. So for that, I should give the initial opacity at 0. As you see, all the circles are gone. Now I'll create one keyframe and call it as animate G. And for 50%, I'll say opacity goes to 1. Now I should be using this animation class. So for that, I'll use the animation property, animation, animation G. Then I'll give the time span and I'll say if it is infinite or not. So now you can see your opacity is increasing from 0 to 1 within 1 second, which is 50%. That's it for this tutorial. See you next time. Bye bye.